I'm going to be doing something a little different. If you can tell, if you've been paying attention to anything on my channel, I've been pretty into the legendary Marvel deck building game. And I actually got one of the big expansions, Legendary Dark City. Going online and looking, it looked like if you see people that know what the best parts of the best expansions are for the game, they all seem to point to this one. It was the first one that's come out. They've released a couple other ones. I believe there was a couple Secret Wars, which was an event they did in Marvel a year or two ago. And then they did a Civil War, which I'm not sure if it was part of the first Civil War or the storyline of the Civil War 2 that they did. But also another big thing that happened in the Marvel Universe. So I'm actually not quite sure what Dark City is. I read a tiny bit of comics here and there, but usually only hear about the big stuff, like Civil War. So I don't know too much to expect in this. I mean, obviously it looks like there's going to be Cable, Colossus, Ghost Rider, and that's Kingpin. Not positive who this is. It doesn't look like Thanos quite to me. And I know he's in the, I think he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy, their mini expansion. So I'm not sure who this is. But they kind of do two different kinds of expansions for Marvel Legendary. They do these big ones that are about $20-$30, I think. Forget how much I paid for this. I've had it for a couple weeks. But I paid, I think, less than retail. It's a little harder to find right now. But there's still some stores that have it. And I found that a lot of the harder stuff is still on, if you actually go to Upper Deck's website, they're the people that make the game. You know, the baseball card people. And just collectible card game people. They have a lot of the stuff still on their site. I got this from a website. Paid for it, obviously, not for free. And got a good price on it. I think it was Cool Stuff Inc. But the shipping sucks. If you don't, they're in Florida and I'm over on the West Coast, so it took about like a week and a half or something to pay. Like if I didn't want to pay $20 for shipping. But yeah, so Dark City. This is one of the bigger ones. The smaller ones I think come with about 4 or 5 heroes, a couple of masterminds. And maybe 1 or 2 schemes. This, I think, there's usually quite a few new mechanics. Yeah, so total 350 total cards. New original art. I think that was new. If you remember from the original Marvel, every hero, every power had the same picture on it. So no matter what, you know, if you got the cheapest Cyclops and then you had the rare Cyclops, they all had the same picture. Going with this and going forward, now each different power has their own original art. So you'll get 4 or 5 different pictures of the hero, 4 or 5 different poses and stuff like that. I didn't think it would bug me, but I honestly do really enjoy the new original art for each new one. So let's turn this over. You can kind of see. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. That's a little better. Let's see what it says. There's a darkness rising in the world of Legendary, a Marvel deck building game. Dark City, the first expansion to Legendary, a Marvel deck building game, brings a new level of play to the critically acclaimed card game. In Dark City, players can use 17 new heroes, including Cable, Professor X, and Blade, to face off against all new villain groups, such as the Marauders and the MLF. It's up to you to defeat the evil and become legendary. So that doesn't tell too much. Like, I still don't know what Dark City means. I'm sure if I was a little more knowledgeable in just the realm of Marvel, I might know. But let's see. So yeah, it comes with 350 cards, all new content. 4 original art pieces per hero, so 17 new heroes, 5 new masterminds, 6 new villain groups, 2 new henchman groups, new keyword mechanics, so I'm guessing that's some kind of new powers that the villains and some of the good people have. And then 2-sided color rule sheet. Well, whatever. Okay. Then just on the top we see, let's see, she's versatile. You get 2 recruit or 2 attack. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's one of the new. Maybe that's what they mean by keyword mechanics. Keyword versatile. She can be either attack or recruit. So let's open this up. That's more satisfying than taking cellophane off something you've wanted for a long time. Okay. Nice bent rules already. So let's see. There you go. Comes with a lot of extra foaming to keep your cards in place. And I do think I'm going to be having to use this box to, for sure at least, store these cards, because my Marvel box is just full to the brim. Like everything, I ended up sleeving. I think if you have seen in my other videos, or my last video, I sleeved, I don't know, something like 1,000 cards. Because I have gotten smaller. Some I have the like the Paint the Town Red. I think that was the last one I got, and then I got the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if I've done any videos on that. I don't think I have. Got that, and then I got one of the other big expansions. I think right when I got the game, not knowing what anything was. I think I picked up Secret Wars 1. So, but everyone's saying this is the one to get. So, looking forward to it. Let's look at some of these rules. Let's see. Each of the 5 new masterminds in Dark Cities has a new feature to make them even more powerful global mastermind abilities. These abilities spread the mastermind's dark influence continuously, forcing players to battle through them. Okay. That's about the only thing everyone was on consensus on, like if you go on Board Game Geek and or if you just type into Google what's the best expansion for Marvel Legendary. One, everyone's saying Dark City, and everyone else is saying it's way harder than the base game, that it was much more challenging, and that some of the guys are real buttholes to beat. So I'm interested to see. We'll try and get one of those. I'll get this on the table soon enough so we can see how some of it's playing out. You can watch me lose. I think I lost last time. But, okay. Let's get to the part we want. Okay. There you go. Have a nice view. Let's zoom in here. Whoop. Get a little closer. So it can be a little closer to me. Alright, let's start opening this up. Maybe start sorting them out a little. Alright. One sec. Alright. See how they're divided up. Okay. First off, looks like... Well, let's go ahead and sort out a few deck. So first here we have, here's Angel. The last time I did this, it seems like all the decks have a few of each card and then a few extras. So we'll have to open all these to see everything. Okay, Angel. We have Bishop. I remember him from X-Men, I believe. I think I get him and Cable confused. I know one of them came back in time, in at least the X-Men cartoon, to get, what's his name? Get Wolverine's DNA to stop a plague in the future that's happened. We have Blade. I really never have thought of Blade too much as a comic book hero. Like, I didn't know about him until the Blade movies came out with Wesley Snipes. I wonder how those hold up. I think I really liked the first movie when it first came out. Okay, here's Cable. see. Well, see, they look the same. I can't tell who's different. Maybe it's, I think it is, I can't tell if it's Cable or Bishop. 'Cause I think I remember in the cartoon him having a little shoulder thing and them having something weird with the eye, but they both have like, seems like they both have a scar. I don't know. They both have X's on it, so he's an X-Men. Who's this? This counts as X-Force. According to the rules, X-Force is Cable's hand-picked Black Ops strike force of superpowered mutants that take on missions too dark for the X-Men. Okay. It's like SEAL Team 6, but X-Men versions. Okay. We got Colossus here. I always liked Colossus. I mean, big metal Russian dude. And he was pretty funny in the Deadpool movie. I liked how he was just kind of innocent. Then we have Daredevil. Never watched the movie with Ben Affleck. I did watch the first season of the Netflix series. I didn't hear how good the second season was or not. But they're about to do that big crossover between, what's it, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. I really like Jessica Jones. And Luke Cage, I watched about half of, was liking it. Just kind of fell out of it. Okay, Domino. Let's see what she do. Looks like she draws cards. She's versatile. I think this is the one that was on the back of the box. Ready for anything, Domino. Versatile 2. I'll look more. Let's see if it gives a good reason. Versatile. I don't see it. See, teleport vibe. Okay, versatile. When you play a card with the keyword versatile, you must first choose between recruit and fight. Once you have chosen, the card provides recruit or fight to the versatile value. For example, versatile 3 gives 3 recruit or 3 attack. Okay, so she is just kind of a jack of all trades. Can go each way. It doesn't look like all the other cards. It's like just kind of a choice. No other superpowers. I mean, besides kind of drawing the card. And she's only versatile if she has another X-Force, like Cable here. Okay, that's cool. Who else? Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna kick my dog out. That one. We can't keep quiet. So we're gonna banish him for 20 minutes or so. Okay. Then we have Elektra. Next one. Yeah, like I said, never watched the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. I'm betting Elektra was in season 2 just because that's what you seem to do. You know, you had a little more the next season. I don't think she was in first season at all. I can't remember any other superheroes. I just remember him kicking, people's butt and Kingpin crushing that dude's head into a door. Spoiler alert for season 1 of Netflix's Daredevil. Okay, what does she do? Draws a card. Play a covert hero, you get 2 recruit. If this is your first card you played this turn, you get 1 extra attack. Okay. This seems like the lower power. I don't think we've seen any of the other powerful stuff. And then, let's see. Okay, Forge. No idea who this guy is. I don't seem to be familiar with the X-Force people too much. See, he does 2 attack. If you have a tech hero who's already been played, any villain you fight in the sewers gets -2. That's him kind of coming out of a sewer, it looks like, so that makes sense. Then we got Reboot Forge. See, tech, you may discard a card if you do, draw 2 cards. Okay. Here we go. Johnny Blaze, I think is his name, right? Ghost Rider. Nicolas Cage never looked so good. See, looks like you can read it better from here than up here. Okay, Hell on Wheels. Plus two plus recruit, and then if you've already played someone that's a Moon Knight. Oh, sorry, Marvel Knight. MK, you get 2 extra recruit, so a double recruit guy. Then Blazing Hellfire Ghost Rider. You may knock out a villain from your victory pile. If you do, you get 3 attack. Huh, so that's interesting. That sounds like you're giving up victory points to fight a little better that turn. That's interesting. I like that. Especially just for me, just playing solo most of the time. And I think even the time I played with my girlfriend, we didn't really keep track of points. Just kind of joint victory, co-op, full co-op together. And I like that picture too. Just Ghost Rider's cool. Cool looking. I'm sure like people that are into comics think he's dumb. Like he's just a flaming skull guy that hates evil, right? Working against the devil. But I don't know. I think way back in the day I used to play with HeroClix, and I remember, did I ever get a Ghost Rider? I wanted the Ghost Rider HeroClix so badly because he looks so cool. I think he was a bigger HeroClix. If you don't know what HeroClix are, they're like little, I don't even know. They're like little Marvel dudes. No, Marvel and DC. You could get both. That's right, because I had both. Because I know I had Batman and I know I had a Hulk, and they're both Marvel and DC there. But you just skirmish with them. It's like a little simplified, the people playing like Warhammer 40k. It's like that, but dumbed down. They have little powers. They do little things. So that was maybe a little more. Well, I'm sure 40k. I don't know anything about 40k. I'm sure it's just more complicated in every way. But they'd have different powers. Like if you had the Flash, he was super fast. He could punch super fast, and yeah, it was cool. Cool. I don't even know where those are anymore. I know they still make them, but I'm sure none of mine are worth anything anymore. Okay, then we got Iceman. Looks pretty cool. Starting out, you just draw a card. If you played a ranged character, you get 1 extra recruit for each other range hero. Okay. Then let's see, Ice Slide. That's like typical, like the thing you know about Iceman, right? Is he makes a little surfboard trail kind of thing. He's sliding on a trail of ice that he's making. So 2 attack, 4 cost, and then for every covert you get 1 extra attack. I like that. Not covert, for every ranged. It looks like all of them are ranged, so I'm betting they're all ranged. Okay, who we got next? Oh, here we go. Iron Fist. Haven't seen the show. Did not hear good things about it. People did not like that it was a white dude. And I think seeing like some pictures of Iron Fist, like I don't know, maybe I never saw any material of him like actually wearing this mask. I only ever saw it with him in his floppy hair. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe not. But let's see what he does. So this is Focus Chi Iron Fist. It's you get 1 recruit for each hero with a different cost than you have, I believe that is. It looks like the little circle that's around the cost. So 2s and 4s and 5s. You get some recruit. I don't know. That doesn't seem super helpful. I guess it, if you're playing, if it's per different number, that would be bad. But if it's just everyone that's not 3, like if you have a bunch of Marvel agents that are all worth 0, and you get to count each of them instead of just the one that doesn't have a 3 on it, then that'd be okay. Yeah, that'd pay for itself, I guess, playing for it at the end of the round. And then here we go, another Iron Fist. Wield the Iron Fist. Okay. He starts out 0 attack, but you get 1, same thing. So you get 1 attack for everyone else that has a different cost than 4 for you. Okay. Let's go. How we done so far? 12? So 5 more new ones. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I'm excited for these next two. You can't see them yet. Basically, all the other ones are super badass. Okay, well, let's look at them instead of just teasing. We get Psychic Search, Jean Grey. Looks pretty cool. Kind of like the cartoon version suit. I mean, I believe it's not quite the same, but, you know, it kind of looks like it to me. She does 2 attack, and if you've already played another X-Men, rescue Bystander. Now, Bystanders, I don't know. I think there might be some more mechanics for Bystanders in this pack. But just kind of rescuing Bystanders, I thought there was going to be a lot more to it, but a lot of the time it's just drawing straight out of the Bystander. Like, unless you have a scheme specifically designed around Bystanders, they seem kind of worthless, which I guess that's the point of a Bystander, but, you know, just drawing them and putting them in your pile for points, that's not too interesting to me, especially when I don't keep points anymore. So one of the other cards that I don't think I've showed on the stream yet, or no, I don't have him. Let's see, Thanos. Thanos is a hero in one of them. I don't remember which. I don't remember if it's the villains pack or if it's, was it the Secret Wars? But basically, he's always let's see. Let me get the rescuing bystanders. Like he's a lot of his powers. You're basically killing people to do awesome stuff. So that was cool. I haven't played him yet. If I do, I don't remember if I was just reading about that online or if I actually own that as Thanos as a hero. So I haven't gotten the. I want the legendary villains. I can't afford it right now, but and it's also kind of hard to find. But I think Upper Deck had it on their website. But if you're just trying to go to Amazon or like I did, like the cool stuff, it was not on there. But let's look at this Jean Grey. Yeah, so rescue bystander, blah, who cares? Okay, read your thoughts, Jean Grey. Looking sultry. She kind of looks a little Asian there. You can't really tell. I don't know if there's ever been. I feel like there's only been one Jean Grey. It's not like Captain America, where there's a couple different people who are Captain America, or a couple different people who are Batman after he like dies or whatever for a week and a half, and Robin becomes him. Let's see. So what does she do? She's worth 3 recruit for 5. I like that much recruit, but for 5 points. Whenever you rescue a bystander this turn, you get 1 extra recruit. So that's why. So she's specifically kind of around other bystanders. Her powers seem to, at least these 2 cards, all I've seen so far, are around her rescuing bystanders and getting a little more power. That's cool. And let's like the next cool one. We got Banff, Nightcrawler. I really like this dude. I think I liked him maybe the best in the old arcade game, where you could jump around and poof around. There's a fool. I think I also liked Colossus too. That was a fun game. You ever played the old X-Men arcade game? There was, I think, a 4-person version and then a 6-person version that was just badass. That was fun. I think eventually I bought it on Xbox Live Arcade on the 360 maybe 5 years ago or whenever they released it, and that just totally ruined it for me. Mainly because you could. So if you've ever played the game, all the mutants have superpowers, but to use the superpowers it costs you life, and so you don't want to use it too much because you'll die and you have to pay another quarter. But when you're playing it on Xbox and you own it, you can just use it all the time, no matter what, and just keep rebuying back in for free. So I think for once the kind of, you know, I think it's goes with that. Be careful what you wish for. You know, once I got to be able to unlimitedly be Colossus, and he's just screams and bursts forth with like lightning, which I don't think is a real Colossus thing. I mean, I thought he just got strong and like impervious to like damage and beat up people, but he would just kind of like radiate power and just go like, and just people would die on screen. And so doing that, I think hearing that about a dozen times a minute, that kind of made me lose the rose tinted glasses of that game. So Nightcrawler, but he was cool in that game. Teleport around. He does. Let's see, to recruit and teleport. New keyword. Let's look that up. So teleport. Instead of playing, you may set aside a card with the keyword teleport. If you do, add it to your next hand at the end of your turn as an extra card. So kind of delaying now to get a little stronger later. Instead of having 8 cards your next hand, you'd have 9. So I guess that'd be cool if you had a bunch. It looks like all of them are, I'm guessing all of them are going to be teleport, right? Like what else does Nightcrawler do? Like kicks people, punches people. But yeah, so 2 recruit teleports, and this next card, they look like a 2 recruit, 2 attack. But it still looks cool. And I especially love that. Like, that picture's just cool. I just like that the noise they use for him in comics is BAMF. That's just such the perfect description of a weird noise that a mutant would take when he was teleporting. Okay, next cool duo. Wow, this looks weird. I never saw any of this, but we got Professor X, and when you think of Professor X, just what do you think about? Obviously, a gladiator with a glowing sword. So apparently it's his psionic astral form. I can seems like something they do in a comic book, like let's let him use his mind to create a warrior. You can't really tell on the camera too much, but he's got a ghostly face, so it looks like some kind of psychic concoction that he's filled with armor. That looks like him and Vision had a baby, Vision from Age of Ultron. Like they had a baby with a ghost. and he was a gladiator. He got sent back in time. Vision, Professor X, and Slimer from Ghostbusters had a baby, and then they sent that baby back in time to gladiatorial age, and this is what came out. That's what I'm saying, folks. But let's see what he does. Let's see, 1 attack. Let's see, let's read the little paragraph they have here. In a plane of pure mental energy, Xavier's body is as powerful as his mind. Okay, so he's getting taken away. All I remember, I think he went and saw dinosaurs once in the cartoon. He went back in time or something, and he could walk. That's all I remember. There were dinosaurs, and I think he was hanging out with Magneto. So I don't know if that was a plane of pure mental energy as well. But that's where this guy lives. He looks badass, and he does 1 attack, and you get +2, so up to 3, and he's super cheap too. So only 2 points for 1 attack, not bad, not great. But then boosted up to a +3 when you have another X-Men, and there's like how many other X-Men were just in this alone? Iceman, I guess not as many. Angel, Bishop, Jean Grey, and I think there's a few more. Nightcrawler, and I think there's at least 1. Oh no, he's X-Force. We got 1 coming up, folks. You'll see. So, okay. Next, we have class dismissed Professor X. This is the Professor X I think of when I see this Jean-Luc Picard looking guy. Class dismissed. What does he do? He's to recruit, and then it says you may put a hero from the headquarters on the bottom of the hero deck. You may kick out a card from your hand or discard pile. So basically getting rid of stuff you don't want. So I think that happened to me in a game I was streaming the other day. I was just got like 5 heroes in the headquarters, none of which that I wanted, that were just going to make I think they were all recruit, and that was the end of the game, and I just needed to punch people. and it was paint the town red. So basically, everything was going to the top of my deck. Everything was web crawling, I think they called that. That was the keyword for that one. Just the scheme that I was playing, everything went on the top of your deck when I bought it. So it was just, you know, stuff I didn't want. Just stopped counting recruit, I think. But that's cool looking. Okay, a couple more heroes left at least, it looks like. Yeah. Maybe 2 more. First off, wow, I can't believe they really named it after this. Boom goes the Dynamite Punisher. You wouldn't think he would be into memes. But let's see, so he's a Marvel Knight. Let me read about Marvel Knights. What does it say? Let's see. Marvel Knights are a loose group of street-level heroes that take down villains through vigilante justice. So that makes sense. I would think like Luke Cage. I'm sure he's in one of these. Maybe he's in Noir, I think. I think there's a Noir set where they're all kind of like old-timey looking detectives and just street thugs. I bet a bunch of them are Marvel Knights. Unless Noir has their whole, you know, whatever, private dick kind of group. But what does he do? Doesn't do damage. I would just think all Punishers should do punching, shouldn't they? Wouldn't you think? But no, this guy reveals the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, kick it out. Okay, so he's basically there to get rid of all the crappy stuff in your deck. Get rid of your agents and your troopers. You know, it's helpful. Get through the good cards. And then if you've already played another tech person, he's also a tech. Played another tech person, you get to draw a card. Okay. That's cool. Then Hail of Bullets. Now that's what I think of when I think of Punisher. Just freaking unloading and people trying to unload back. He does 2 attack plus, so let's see what gets him more attack. So you reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a villain, you get plus attack equal to its printed cost. Or victory points, I think. What's that? Right? They don't have cost, do they? And then if you've played 2 tech heroes already, you may defeat that villain for free. That's pretty cool. Jeez. And 5. And there's 2 of them, so it can't be the rare one. Can't be the top dog. But that's pretty badass. You have to play 2 tech, but I mean, if you're building towards it. How many of these guys are tech? Doesn't look like many. Forges. Who else? I think. Nope, not Angel. Oh, and looks like some of Cable's. Half of Cable's cards look like they are. At least half the ones we've seen so far. Well, that's cool. 5 cost. You know, a little expensive. But not too hard to scrape together 5. Especially if it's like the beginning of the game where you barely have anything. Oh, excuse me, but recruit. You know, you got 8 recruit and 4 attack or whatever. Starting out, right? 12, or no, 6 cards. Well, anyway. So, put this aside. And this looks like our last hero. Making his return back to back. Main game to this. We got Wolverine, guys. Wolverine's back. Don't call it a comeback. We got Animal Instincts Wolverine. He does no attack, but he can draw a card, and if you play the Instinct hero, you get 2 attack, which I'm sure all the Wolverines are Instinct heroes, right? To avoid injury, it's best to keep a distance from Wolverine of at least 5,000 miles. Very clever upper deck. Okay, and then we got Sudden Ambush Wolverine. So, no, yeah, he's a different color. I don't know which Wolverine is. I know there's like Fantastic and Amazing and Incredible, X-Men, all that stuff, whatever. So this guy, Sudden Ambush, does 2 attack, and if you drew any extra cards this turn, you get +2. So I'm guessing maybe some of the other ones. Yeah, so that one, draw a card. Okay. We'll put him next to Jean Grey. It only makes sense. Well, you can't really see it too much. There they are, together. Oh. Okay. So let's start looking at some of the villains here. We got... Okay. So, first off, we have a few of the henchmen. These are the, geez, what is that? M-A-G-G-I-A goons. Magia goons? Magia goons? I thought it was Mafia goons at first, but they look like it. Front guy looks a little. This guy looks a little like Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. Let's kick Wolverine's butt. You can bribe them, which I think I already know what bribing is, right? You can pay them, yeah. You can fight villains with the keyword bribe by spending any combination of attack or recruit points. For example, you can play 2 shield agents, 2 shield troopers to fight a +4 Maggie again, right there. I should look up how to say that, but I won't be doing that this video. Just so I don't sound too stupid in other videos I do when I finally play this deck. But yeah, that's cool. So you can play a recruit. They're super easy to kill. That seems easy. And then when you fight, knock out one of your heroes. Okay, well, they fight back. So they're easy to take down, but you're gonna pay. Let me get rid of one of your shield troopers. Let's see. Next guy, we got Phalanx Henchman villains. So that looks like he's getting the disease from, yeah, let's see, it even says right here. The techno-organic virus gives the Phalanx the strength to pursue their anti-mutant hatred. I don't know if that was the disease that was in X-Men. I think it's Days of Future Past is the comic book version. I know that was the name of one of the movies as well, and I don't think they dealt with that. But I believe that's what the old virus. I don't know. It looks like it was something weird happened to their skin. You can't tell too well, but he's got stuff growing on his face. Well, you can see that, and little bits of gold all sinking into his skin. So when you fight them, you reveal a tech hero or knock out one of your heroes with an attack icon. Okay, so those are good. I always want those attack guys. The recruits start getting kind of worthless, and I won't say worthless towards the end, but start getting to where you just need to start hitting, especially in your single player game where the game's kind of going fast. There's not too many villains and henchmen filling up that villain deck. Okay, then we got our first real villains. Let's see how many we got here. Okay, first group we have here is 4 of the villains from the Emissaries of Evil. This guy's Egghead. You can kind of tell he looks like a cone head. Ambush, reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a villain, play it. Okay, so he kind of doubles up. Then we got Electro. Ambush, reveal the top card of the hero deck. If it's a Scheme Twist, play it. Okay, so get Scheme Twist out early. Gladiator, ambush, reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a bystander, Gladiator captures it. That's okay. I'm fine with that. And then Rhino, Paul Giamatti, making his return to Marvel properties. Rhino, ambush, reveal the top deck of the card. If it's a Master Strike, each player gains a wound. And when he escapes, each player gains a wound. He looks cool. Rhino's cool. I've also been playing a little bit of a mobile game, the Marvel Contest of Champions, which is it's fun. It's like a little it's like a simplified fighting game with you know, pay money to recharge your energy to fight more kind of thing every day. But this looks way cooler than the one in that game. The one in the game looks funny. This guy looks badass. So I don't remember if he's... I think I remember in the Spider-Man cartoon, I thought it was just like a... I mean, it wasn't a suit like the Paul Giamatti one. Like a big mechanical thing, but I have a feeling he wasn't... I feel like he was like in some kind of... I don't know. I mean, not in a suit. I don't know how you describe it, but this just looks like he's straight up just part Rhino. Except for his face is white. I don't know. I mean, look how buff he is. That's a handsome man. Okay, let's look at the next group of villains. Let's see, how many is it? Yeah, okay. So we have 4. Oh, wait, yeah. Makes sense because we got the 4 horsemen, folks. Got Death. 7 attack. Jeez. Yeah, he takes a lot to take down. Rhino only took 5. Electro took 6. I would think Rhino would need the most of those guys to kill, but He's got 7. So you fight. Each other player reveals their hand and knocks out one of their heroes that costs 1 or more. Okay, just not getting any troopers with that guy. And escape, each player does the same effect. Oh, that sucks. Like, that's not a good time. Like, no matter what, you're losing heroes that are good. So, like, that'd be like every Spider-Man. You couldn't get rid of like, all those guys or 2. Then we got Famine. Looks cool. I don't recognize these people at all. I mean, 4 Horsemen seems like a thing you would do. Let's see. He's got, can you tell? Yeah, it looks like a robotic Tyrannosaurus Rex in the background. So, you know, means business. When you fight, each of the player reveals an instinct hero or discards a card. Each other, though. So that's good. Was that the other one? Each other? Each other. So in a single player game, that's not much. Maybe you just count it for yourself to give yourself a harder time. Each player does the same effect if he escapes. Let's see. Pestilence. Looks like, it kind of looks like, I know I can tell that's a dude. I believe, with another face in his chest. But it kind of looks like the Knights of the Old Republic. I forget the lady's name. There was an old lady that was helping you, and then spoiler alerts for Knights of the Republic 2. I think she betrays you at the end. I think she's the bad guy. So, it sucks. Don't level her up too high. But yeah, she looked like that. Like, this is kind of an Oni looking mask. But she had like a craggy face like that. And then old, long white hair like that. She did not have a glowing hand, the best I can remember. It's been a few years since I played Knights of the Old Republic 2. But let's see, fight. Each other player reveals the top 3 cards of the deck, discards one of those cards that costs 1 or more, and puts the rest back in any order. And same thing happens if he escapes. That's not too bad. And then last of the 4 Horsemen, War. Straight out of Darksiders, right? Weren't you playing War? Fight. Each other player reveals instinct hero or gains a wound, and same thing happens. Okay. Nothing special. Okay, got another villain deck here. The Marauders. We got, let's see, Blockbuster. Kind of looks like the Thing in Cyborg had a baby. Cyborg from Teen Titans, that version of Cyborg. Okay, Blockbuster gets 2 attack for each bystander he has. If the villain is in the bank, that villain and Blockbuster each get a bystander. Okay, any ambushes. Chimera. She looks cool. She looks nice. You can a woman you could take home to your mother. I mean, she's got you know, an ancient dragon. Looks like an ancient Chinese dragon. Or I'm sure it's a chimera. She gets +3 for each bystander she has. Okay, so I'm guessing there's a scheme in here where you're giving out bystanders a lot, if a lot of these Marauders have them. Reveal the top, ambush for top 3 of the cards. Okay, she captures all the bystanders on the top 3 of the deck. Put the rest back in random order. Then we got Scalp Hunter. He looks like a gentleman commando. He ain't got time to bleed is one thing I'm pretty sure about this guy. I don't know anything about Scalp Hunter except for he ain't got time to bleed. That's one thing I know. Look at this badass gun. You guys see that? Got a mean old, what do you call that? A clip bandolier? I think that's usually what they put around their chest. But if it's into a gun, wouldn't it be the same thing? I don't know. Mean old belt. Belt, right? You call it belt. Ammo belt. Right? Got a little skull. That skull you can't even tell? That's a missile. That's not just a skull right there. That's a skull on a missile on the side of his gun. Smoking gun. Gigantic barrel. I don't know what caliber that is. And then it looks like another one up there. That looks like a normal assault gun at top. You can kind of see the little tip right there. Just the tip right there. Then a big old one right there. And then that's a bayonet. You're not... I want to see him try and stab someone with that bayonet. Like, that is the tiniest bayonet anyone's ever made. Like, they sell bigger knives on the Knife Channel than that thing. with Dale Earnhardt's name. Dale Earnhardt's name not going to fit on that thing. Got to be bigger. I think it's way too small. How are you going to stab someone? That's probably for comedic effect, I would think. Okay, so Scalp Hunter, he gets +1 attack for each bystander he has. Okay, yeah, so they're capturing guys. And then hello, Vertigo. She is wearing, I don't even know what you call it, an aerobics outfit. It looks like they just painted stripes on her boobs. And it's kind of like halfway, like half, it's down this leg, not on this leg or that shoulder. It's like got Angelina Jolie leg spread out right there. So she's doing some kind of psychic stuff at us. You can tell because psychic stuff and like voice, Black Canary yelling force at you is always these circles coming out of there. But she doesn't have her mouth open. She's just kind of smiling, so I'm guessing it's psychic stuff. So what does she do? Each player discards all the cards in their hand, then draws as many cards as they discarded. That's interesting. It's not an ambush. It's not a fight effect. What is that? That's curious. I would think you'd say ambush, right? But nope. It doesn't say fight. It just says each player does it. Sounds like an ambush to me. Okay. What we got next? How many more Velen groups? At least one more, right? 1, 2, looks like 3 more Velen groups. And then we'll have to open up another pack. How long have we been going? Jeez, I can't even tell. 45 minutes? Okay. Got Forearm, Villain, MLF. I'm just going to call them the MILFs. To fight Forearm, you must also reveal 4 hero cards with different card names. Okay, that makes sense. He's like Goro's nephew. Punch him in the balls. I'm going to tell you right there, that's the weakness. And he even has like, looks like he has Krang's. That bad guy in Superhero. I don't remember if that was the guy inside of his stomach or the big guy that was holding him. But that's what it looks like. Here's a little onesie. A little Juggernaut onesie. Then we got Rainfire. He's a villain of the MLF. The MILFs. Escape. Rainfire becomes a Master Strike that takes effect immediately. Okay. Then we got Wildside. If you fight Wildside in the sewers or bank, knock out 2 of your heroes. That kind of sucks. And then Zero. He looks cool. I like him. To fight Zero Miss, you must also discard 3 cards that cost 0. That's interesting. His name's Zero, guys. You get it? His name's Zero, and you gotta kill him with zeros. Then we got Streets of New York. I apologize immediately for that attempt at a New York accent. That's Bullseye. Seen him. I think he was the bad guy in the Ben Affleck movie, right? I think it was Kingpin and Bullseye, right? Michael Duncan Clark was Kingpin. Rest in peace. And then Colin Farrell, I think, was Bullseye. Jeez, why do I know so much? I've never seen that movie. Okay, 6 attack. That sucks. But fight. Knock out a hero. One of your heroes with a recruit icon and one of your heroes with an attack icon. Ugh. Hammerhead, villain. I'm trying to look at his head. His head doesn't look too weird. He's got a bit of a wrinkly forehead, I guess. And then kind of a widow's peak, but I do too, so I feel, you know, I'd say that looks good, right? You can bribe him. But when you fight him, you gotta knock out one of your heroes with a recruit icon. Okay. Jigsaw. His face looks like it's all jigsawed together. Looks like Scarface or... What's the one? Puzzle. Jigsaw. I guess that just makes me think of the horror movie. Ambush. Each player discards 3 cards, then draws 2 cards, and you can bribe him. You're going to have to, because that dude is worth 11. Jeez Louise. Then we got Tombstone. Looks like a Colossus-looking guy. Not so much metal, but just... Well, maybe he is metal. I can't tell if that's chrome or if he's just super white. You can bribe him. Each player, if he escapes, reveals a strength hero or gains a wound. That's not too bad. depending on here. And then the last 4 of this deck, we got Underworld. Azazel, fight. A card in your hand gains teleport this turn. Okay, that's cool. A little bonus. When he ambushes you, this is Blackheart. Got a sweet beard. Looks like he's making moonshine on the weekends. The player to your right reveals a Marvel Knight hero gains a wound. If you fight, same effect, and escape, same effect. Okay. Dracula. They just have Dracula, y'all. Who knew? I'm sure like millions of people, not me, did not know they had Dracula. I wonder if it's the Dracula. Yeah, well, he's probably out of copyright, right? I'm sure everyone can do Dracula stuff. Ambush. Dracula captures the top card of the hero deck. Dracula gets plus attack equal to that hero's card's cost. So, geez, that could be expensive. If you happen to just get the wrong card, you get an 8+ card, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you're good. You could do 11. Something like that. That could be tough, and you can't bribe this one. But you could also get, like, a Spider-Man worth 2. And, you know, that'd be easy. Fight. Gain that card. Okay. So, I guess he kind of stays on as one of his, what do they call them? Slaves, or, what is it? Thrall? A thrall? I think vampires have thralls. Thrall. So, there's a very funny vampire movie with Jermaine Clement. It's really good. I can't think of the name. What is it? What they do in the dark? Something like that. What is it? I'm gonna look at. It's gonna bug me. Maybe we'll even look at the trailer if I'm bored enough during the stream. Let's see. Jermaine Clement vampire mockumentary. Yeah, they call it a mockumentary. What We Do in the Shadows. 2014. And I think I heard something about it coming out. I think they're going to make a TV series out of it. But, yeah, What We Do in the Shadows. It's pretty cool. Maybe we'll look at that. So, sorry. Back from talking about vampires. Dracula. Then we got, my goodness. Hello, Undead Nurse. We got Lilith, daughter of Dracula. Villain of the Underworld. Escape. Each player without Dracula in their victory pile gains a wound. So once again, if you're playing solo like I usually do, not a biggie. I mean, getting 1 wound's never that bad anyway. Especially if you have someone like Hulk, or I think, who was it here? Looked like someone was dealing with wounds. Was it Cable? I don't remember. But just like he lets his daughter go out to fight good in that. Like it's a bustier, but it's like lingerie. You can see it's like it's got a little bit of a cutout right here. Lace stitching. And then buckles to her pants. What a pain when you gotta go pee. They always have to take their pants all the way off when you gotta go pee when you're a girl. Although, I wonder if do vampires pee? I guess not, right? Well, I don't know. You're sucking blood. That's a fluid. Gotta scare you every time you go pee. Gotta think you go to the doctor, worried about kidney stones or something. Oh, no, I'm just a vampire. I drink blood. Of course it's gonna be bloody. That was a little beyond the pale. I apologize. Alright. That was the first deck. We're 54 minutes in. Trying to think. We got so much more to go. Maybe we'll split this up into 2 videos. I'll do the small pack. We'll see. Then we'll do a cut. I'll cut one for YouTube and then just start streaming again. That way I don't have super longer than hour-long videos, because who's going to want to watch an hour-long video on YouTube about a 4-year-old pack? But you know what? I'm having fun talking about this stuff. So we'll go a little quicker through these ones. We'll try and look and just see if we see we'll talk about the most expensive cards. See if we get any more ones. So we got some more Angels. This one, he's doing 5. He's not the best one. I can see. I'm guessing this is the best Angel here. Spoiler alert, he does 4 attack and discard any number of cards and draw that many cards. So kind of a do-over for your whole hand. But, sorry, we're stuck on this guy right here. Regular Angel. It's already got a scratch in it. Great. You may discard a card and get... oh, that's cool. Discard a card and get an attack bonus equal to that card's cost. So, you know, I discard one of those draw cards or card where you aren't getting a synergy with superpowers like you need to. It's not going to do anything this turn. Boom. Turn it into straight up punching power. Then we got 3 more bishops. Let's see what the best one does here. So we'll look at all the... I think these were all the ones we looked at, but this top one isn't. So if you have played 2 ranged here, you get 3 attack. Bishop absorbs energy, channeling it back into devastating blasts. Yeah, I think I must be thinking about Cable. Because I don't think I think he just had a badass gun that he was fighting people with. But he had some kind of mutant power. Who knows? But that's pretty good. If you got a lot of ranged heroes. Then some more Blade. We've seen those ones. Well, this one looks like he's a little more than versatile, but this guy, Nowhere to Hide Blade. 3 damage, and when you defeat a villain on those sewers or rooftop, draw 2 cards. That seems like a place Blade would fight, right? Sewers for sure. And then, I don't know, rooftops. I feel like he's not doing any fighting down the street. It's either in a sewer or on a rooftop. Got a new Cable. He's hitting pretty hard. He's 6. He can teleport. And if you play an X-Force, you get 1 attack for each other X-Force hero you play. So if you're making a little squad right there, it's good. Okay. New Colossus. Let's see, yeah, it was him. Colossus, where you're gaining a wound. And then if you gain a wound, you may discard this card instead. If you do, draw 2 cards. So kind of gain a wound, get rid of a wound, get some cards. Maybe you get this guy, Silent Statue Colossus. He's got dudes flying everywhere. This guy's hanging out in a hole. Looks like he got beat up and fell through a hole halfway. 4 attacks. Another strength arrow, +2. So you could be hitting for 6. And if you're playing a Colossus deck, that's going to be pretty easy to get. So next we have some more Daredevils. We've seen those ones. Blind Justice Daredevil, because he's blind. And is he beating up someone with the statue? No, just the Statue of Justice. Blindfolded Justice is in the background. He's not hitting the villain with any parts of it. 4 attack and choose a number. Then reveal the top card of the deck. If the card is that number, draw it. So that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Add a little luck to it. Or if you're smart and just like have only ever recruited other Spider-Men that are all worth 2, no matter what Spider-Man, whatever it is, then you know, hey, I'm going to pick a 2. Got a good odds. Domino, once again, she's versatile, you can see. Got plus recruiter, plus attack. Get to discard a card from your hand. Okay. If that card has a star icon, you get +4. Or if it attack, you get +4 attack. Okay. I kind of like it. It's like I'm definitely seeing cards I'm going to want to play with. Like, they sound fun. Don't have enough hours in the day to do it, but when you got this sweet-ass Elektra with her Psyblades, the Raphael of the Marvel Universe, I think everyone calls her, right? Everyone says that. She does 4 attack, and you get 1 extra attack for each hero you've played that costs 1 or 2. So, and that's pretty epic. Everything's on fire behind her. You can't tell. Okay. Another Forge. Don't know who this is. Probably be a long time before I play him just because I want to play people I know who they are. But he's got good stuff. He's versatile. 3 attack, 3 thing. More tech. He's a tech guy. Okay. More Johnny Blaze. Infernal Chains, Ghost Rider, draw a card. And if you played a strength villain, you defeat a villain of 3 or less for free. Yeah, that's okay, I guess. Then we have some Icemen. We have some Iceman cards. I guess that's the way to say it. Draw a card for each range here you play. Got Iron Fist. I don't know what Iron Fist's power is. Like, I think he just has one fist that's like trained, like it's glowing right there. I think he just punches super hard with one of his hands. That's his thing. And then I think he also just knows karate, like Batman karate kind of stuff. You know, he's just good at that. And then he just has one like knockout punch. But for this, well, geez, that's a super cheap one. For one, you draw a card. He's just a draw card. And then if you play 2 strength heroes already, he's a versatile too, so you get either 2 attack or 2 recruit. Okay. Wield the Iron Fist. We already saw those guys. So, Jean Grey. Whenever you rescue a bystander on this turn, draw a card. So she's definitely big on the getting out and saving people. Okay, another Bamf. Nightcrawler. Blend into the shadows. He's just a teleport and attack. I think that's the one we had before. But Swashbuckler Nightcrawler. Got a sword on his tail. He does 3 attack. Chivalry wears blue fur, according to this quote. And an Instinct and Covert, which I'm guessing he's both. Yeah. You get +3 attack. That's pretty good. Plus he's just a cool ass dude. Then Professor X. 2 of the cards we've already seen. But this guy, he almost looks like an alien. Just like the oblong head. And his eyes, a little hard to see. Well, you can see. Yeah, they're a little reflective. Okay, he does 3 attack. Reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a bystander, you may rescue it. If it's a villain, you may fight it this turn. Telepathic Probe. That makes sense. Looking at the future. See who's on top of the deck. Okay, more Punishers. One new one here is Hostile Interrogation Punisher. He's doing 2 recruit. And a strength hero has been played. Each other player reveals the top card of their deck. If that card costs 4 or more, discard it. Ugh. You get 1 recruit for each discard this way. Ugh, that's mean to your group. Like, that's kind of like a hostile way to play. And just as a solo player, I'm not going to be seeing much of it. And then just 2 Wolverine cards left. I've seen this one. No Mercy Wolverine, draw a card. You may knock out a card from your hand or discard pile. Okay. Well, zoom out. There we go. Hey, thumbs up. That's going to do it for us right now. I got 2 more big decks, but I think I'm going to split this in half to put up on YouTube. So, come back. We're going to be doing a few more of the heroes. It looks like we have some of the stronger heroes, some of the rares in this one. Plus, we haven't seen any of the masterminds yet, so go ahead. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me which of these heroes do you think is best. What kind of synergies you think would work well together. Realize it's a little older version of the game, so I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that know a lot better than me. So tell me who's fun to play with. Like, just the way I'm seeing it, I guess I want to play with just early impressions before we hit the pause button. Let's say, geez, I kind of like Jean Grey. Like, I like the idea that bystanders matter with her. That you're going to be rescuing bystanders and making yourself more powerful. That seems cool to me. Geez, Ghost Rider, I just like the art. It doesn't seem anything too fancy as far as powers. But he just seems cool to me. Who else was I liking? The teleporting Nightcrawler was cool. Professor X was cool. And then Domino. I just think I like the versatile. That seems like a cool feature. That'll do it for us. Come back again if you want to see the next video, my part 2. I'll be going over the last 2 decks. It's going to have the masterminds in it, and like I said, looks like some of the stronger uncommons and rares of the in there. And thanks for watching. Bye.